Carmen Sandiego, Season 4, Episode 8, The Dark Red Caper, or I like to call it is, why the hell isn't there any more seasons caper? But yeah, it's the end. It's all over. And it took me a while to get to it because I'm one of those people that will get to the last ending of a game and not play it for a whole year because I don't want it to end. But I sat down, I watched it, and those who follow me on Twitter, I was live tweeting my reactions and posting pictures as I was watching it. I don't do that a lot, but follow me on Twitter. I do fun stuff like that every now and then. But it's a good episode. I like the way they wrapped up some things, but man, oh man, could there have been so much more story? And overall, Shadow Sun's little speech at the end is so good. Oh my god, it's so good. But there's like thread lines of like Carmen's mom that are just like, oh yeah, by the way, Carmen's mom. It's a little disheartening, but overall, I had a good feeling in my heart. There was a good action. The cinematography with the fighting, they really knew that this is all they're gonna get, and they put a lot into it, and they did a good job of mostly a good job. There's stuff a Crackle where it's kind of like you don't know what happens with him, but it's like, but I do like just the ending really does it for me. But let's just jump right in. So it was a stormy night, and only on Vile, wherever they set up shop, there's green lightning. I believe not only did they take away Carmen's empathy, they gave her Batman vibes. She's just standing in the rain. Like, who does that? She's brooding. But it's the coach is telling her that lie. Oh, Shadow Sun betrayed us. We didn't know about his betrayal. He had a vengeance against your father. All these freaking lies, just enough to get her more pissed off at Shadow Sun. And she wants to kill him, because they're planting those seeds in her head. Get to Acme and all the research that Julia's been doing on Carmen's father, Dexter Wolf, and she got all the information. So we get to learn, not in detail, but enough about like, oh, there's this woman he would always be around. They were never seen to like be together, like, oh, they're out on a date together, but they'd always kind of be around each other. It's like, it's the same woman everywhere. So this has to be Carmen's mom. And dang, Carmen's mom is pretty fine. So like, here you go. Here's all the information. And they still think Carmen is Carmen like they knew before. And Chief's like, well, we got this information. We can kind of use it to bait her out. But at the same time, is she going to even do anything with like what do we do with this information? Did we go after the mom? And Chase like, oh, do you arrest her? Like, what do we do? Interrogate her? Who knows? But they're just kind of stuck in this situation where they don't know what to do with this information because they promised Carmen, that promise she made her. But at the same time, Carmen's been like robbing all these places. Get to Shadow Sun, and this is where they're trying to just live without Carmen, trying to like, how do we have to go get her? We have to save her. What do we do? We're kind of lost. It's just very, we don't have our leader anymore, but we learn about, they're going to go try to make a meeting with Carmen, and they have the information. So Shadow Sun's going to go intercept. They go to that same cafe, and Carmen never shows up because they did that stupid, put something on my blog about coffee beans and, in Buenos Aires. So it'd be like, her code to come meet Julia. But she never shows. But they're ready to get her if she does. Forget it. We're leaving. Shadow Sun does a nice bump into her, pickpocketed her. Get him. He has the file, whatever. And then, I love this. It happens in action movies. And every time it does happen, isn't that just cool? It's always cool. Where did he go? Did he grab onto the side of the bus or the truck or whatever? But no, he just disappears. So he got away. And that's when Chase is like, well, what do we do now? He has that information, but we already have it all. So we know about the mom. We know where she is. And I guess she was like running an orphanage. Remember that, like how that was Carmen's front too for like, oh, I'm running a charity for an orphanage. She was living her mom's life without knowing she was doing it. And like, oh, that could be a front for Vile. But even Julia was like, hey, just because she fell in love with the guy doesn't mean she was a bad guy too. We don't know. So she's like, well, let's basically going to scope out her house to like, or, make sure she's safe, or at least she's not being attacked by anyone, because now they have the information because they still think Shadow Sun is Vile. Get to the the orphanage, and they're staking out the joint, but Shadow Sun's ninja master sneaks in there, walks around, And she has pictures of Carmen and a baby and her husband. And look at that sad Shadow Son makes me sad because he's sad dad, and he sees the little Russian little dolls. Spoiler: we don't know what these mean. The mom just liked to collect them, even though she was, from Buenos Aires in Mexico. She was born in Mexico. Why in the world does she love these things? She just loves them. She still has like the littlest one, and he sees it. He walks out. He's talking to a player. I mean, look at this. I love these scenes where he's just standing in the moon. He's like, well, she's a real person. She's alive. She's here. We can't give this information to Carmen because she's like evil Carmen, but whenever she comes back, we'll let her know. And he like says it as he's like walking into the shadows.
Until such a time that we might bring her back from the darkness.
It's so freaking cool. So they're like, what's going to happen next? We see that police officer when, I forgot where this was, but Crackle's like, hey, remember me, buddy? Aren't you going to arrest me? I'm like, what is he doing? He allowed himself to get arrested so he can talk to Acme. And he's like, hey, I want Carmen. You guys need to help her. I'm thinking, is he setting something up? No, homeboy loves her so much that even as quote unquote evil version of himself, he doesn't want this life for her because he realized she didn't choose this. They made her this way. And he fell in love with Carmen, who was who she was. Her kindness, her attitude, all that stuff was all part of her empathy. It was a huge part of Carmen. And without it, she's pretty much a monster. So he's giving up the goods. Okay, you got to capture Carmen and you got to use that little mind wipey thingy on her that you made and it'll make her normal. See, with me, they made me into a good guy and that mind thing scrambled my brain back to where I was being bad. But this time using on Carmen, it'll take her back to being good. And he's like, hey, you can arrest me right here, right now. Throw me in jail. Oh, that's not going to help because you broke out before. But he's willing to give himself up for Carmen. Like, go to jail forever. Because the kind of stuff they've been saying is like, you guys been on a crime spree. But he's like, yeah, I know. But she's going to end up doing something. She's going to never be able to walk back from like killing somebody, which I'm pretty sure she already did. She was willing to kill freaking Zach at the Ferris wheel. So you're telling me during this whole entire time she never hurt anyone else? But he's like, hey, whatever it takes, you got to save her. And then, okay, well, we have to do something to pull her out. Something to, because if you wait too long, it's times of the essence here. So we have to set up a big enough prize for her to want to go after. Get back to, Carmen Central. And look at that. They got their race car back. And look how sad they are. They're like preoccupied. Oh, the car's running pretty good. Oh no, there's something wrong. She pops the hood. We got to fix this and do that. And then Zach's like, well, what are we even doing? Like, are we going to like start racing again? Like, did we just give up being good guys? Then it's like, no, we have to still fight the good fight. And he's like, well, if Carmen's a bad guy, aren't we going to be going after her then? Well, we'll get her back. Don't worry, bro. She's going to come back to the good side. And like, they're just trying to keep themselves from, if I'm not working, I'm crying, if I'm not doing something. So I feel bad for them because they really can't do anything. They're good sidekicks, but they're nowhere near the Carmen levels of getting jobs done. Crackle, Gray, he's talking to them, and he basically says, hey, I know a way we can, basically get her that jewel. Remember from the very first episode? Oh, put it back on display, and that's going to be a big enough thing for her to want to go after. And then Cleo's like, oh, yes, it was because it was stolen from her private collection. And remember how Carmen got it? They tell her that Shadow Son stole it because he always hated her and he wanted to take that away from her and all. Just another slap to the face of the Vile family. And then seeing Carmen sitting up there with all the bad guys just does not sit. It literally does not sit with me. I don't like it. I don't like it. She's not a bad guy. But like, okay, so who are we going to send? And Carmen's like, I'm going to go do it. Look at that face. He's such a good bad guy and I absolutely hate it. But they got the whole place scoped out. They got Acme on. They got on the cameras. They're willing and they're going to capture her, put the mind control device on her, and they're going to try to change her back. Then this scene, I absolutely love this because as much as Chase is now a good guy, he could have been this guy from the beginning. And how great would it have been just to see this it's flirting. It's history nerd flirting. They're sitting there and they're talking. Oh no, we'll come full circle. Remember how this started? And he's like, yeah, I'll try not to crash on my car this time. And then she's like, oh, I'll try not to be in the car when you do it. And they're kind of smiling at each other and everything. Okay. They're adorable. I love these two together. It's so freaking cute. He's like, oh, so you said these were a twin set. She's like, oh, yes. And she's like going through all the history and everything. And he's just looking at her and smiling. And I love it. I love it so much. And then he kind of gets a sad look on his face. He's like, oh, am I boring you? He's like, no. It's just, I hope Chief's plan works and we can like save Carmen. Dude, Chase, you are the freaking man. Like he just stepped it up. He is the Acme agent he always should have been. It's great. And I just love the way they look at each other, little like side eyes and smiles. Oh my God, I love it so much. But they're like, okay, Crackle's up there. Hey, Carmen, I got the security cameras off. You can go in. Then he sees like Carmen running across rooftops. Like, hey, what's up, Carmen? Electricians don't like to be left in the dark. She's like, oh, I saw some blue suits and then I had to set up a distraction. She made Tigress wear her suit to cause the run a distraction. Kind of like how she would have Ivy do that. So she still has the same ideas when she's good at Carmen and when she's bad Carmen. So Ivy's not Ivy. Oh, I can't believe I said Ivy. But Tigress is running from rooftops and everything, getting chased down. But then Crackle's like, oh, son of a, they're not gonna know in time. She's gonna be in and out, and we're gonna lose a window of opportunity. But they catch up to Tigress, and I don't know. She's looking pretty good with the kind of brunette hair. I don't know. I think she's really cute. But they kind of catch up to her and grab her. She's fighting. Her wig falls off. Like, holy crap, this isn't Carmen. All units, all agents in the building. Carmen's after the diamond. Get to go get it. Boom. We got Julia. We got Chase in there. Boom. They hit the gas. They're going to go into the building. Before Tigress was able to knock out the two other agents, they cuffed her to the railing, and she's reaching for the keys to get out, and she sees Crackle. Hey, Crackle, come unlock me. Get me out of here. And he's looking at the mind control device. He's looking at her, and he's like, oh, he needs to make a decision. He leaves her. So, my goodness, Crackle, you are a good guy. Dude, stop being a bad guy. Just be good. But we get down to Carmen. She sees the diamond. She's going to go get it. And she just has like this evil way of like talking. Look at her, the way she's looking at the diamond. Such a bad guy. But we got Chase and Julia. They got their gas guns out. And they're like, hey, stop. And they're trying to talk to her because they don't know for sure, if this whole mind control thing is legit. But they don't know them. She just acts like she doesn't know them. And they're like, what the heck? And they're like, okay, we're, freeze. Oh, what are you going to do? How about I do this for you? She runs up there. Look at this move. Damn, she freaking ninja kicked them in the freaking head. She's like, what a bunch of freaking idiots. What a bunch of clowns. Like, who even hired these idiots? So she's going to go take the diamond. But Chase gets back up and he starts to fight back a little bit, which is pretty cool. But he's getting knocked around. And Julia tries to gas her, but she's too quick for that. She knocks the hell out of Julia. She full on like hits her. They don't show the impact because you're like not allowed to hit women in cartoons. But she gets walloped. She starts walking by, but Chase trips her up. He's like, I like how Julia's like, oh, don't hurt her. But here's the thing. No. She's in full bad guy mode. You got to do what you got to do. Then look at this face. She's like, oh, yeah, you want to play rough? Like, oh, no. I would have been like, yes. But yeah, she was going to beat the crap out of Chase. Look at that. Freaking Julia with the full-on tackle. They try to like pin her. Like they don't want to like hurt her. And then I believe Chase was trying to do the wrestling move. Remember when he got slammed? He's trying to do the same exact thing, but she just rolls out of the way. And she kicks him, knocks him over. And then Julia's trying to, hey, Carmen, it's me. I'm your friend. Remember Jules? Remember the little nickname? Oh, the only Jules I care about are these ones over here. Hits her again, knocks her up against the wall, and then stomps on her glasses like, oh, that's so mean. Then the tapestry falls on her, then this. I literally rubbed my head like, oh my God, that must have hurt so bad. She would have a little lump on her head. She's like, oh, geez, these freaking amateurs. Runs up and she's going to go get the diamond or whatever. But then she turns around and it's Crackle. Boom, slaps the freaking mind control thingy on her head. And she's like, what the hell are you doing? No, I'm helping you. I'm trying to save you. And he's all like trying to get it to go off. Here's the thing. It needs to be like calibrated or anything. No, you just put it on and it just works. She's slamming him around, but the thing's still on her head. We get some flashbacks, like it's starting to work. She's starting to see that story about Shadow Sun. It was her that escaped. It was her, quote unquote, that betrayed the family. And she's starting to see things and she's stuff, memories with Crackle. Remember on the train, first episode stuff. Then she takes it off and it smashes it. And then Crackle's like, oh my God, please let it work. Let it work. Oh, what are you trying to do? You betrayed me just like Shadow Son did. And he's like, oh, damn it. She pulls out, she swiped his little crackle stick thing, and she takes off her gloves because it's like, he's like, hey, you can't use that. It's fingerprint activated only for me. Oh, being part of the faculty has its perks, so she's able to like use it. She turns this mother up to max. She's going to kill him. She is going to kill him. He's like, well, puts his hands up. Look how scared he looks. Then, you betray the family. That's the end of you. Bam. I was like, holy crap. She damn murdered that man. Fool. Puts it away. Go gets the freaking dime. Yeah, she's left his dead body there. Oh, Chase. I love this. Chase gets up. Oh, no, please don't.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Slams him into, he lands on his car again. I absolutely love it. It's great. Then she's starting to walk away, but she's starting to get a little bit of those memories back. Like she's staggering around. She's remembering the fashion show caper. She's remembering having that date with him. And look at the cinematography. Look at the camera angles. Mwah, I love it. She sees Shadow Son standing out there. I was like, oh, damn, it is on. She's like, oh, here, you're here for this. Why don't you come and get it? Like she's being super evil. I'm not here for that. That's good. Neither was I. She just throws it on the ground. Like she was there for him. And yeah, fight is on. Look at these cool
My passing grade, my dignity, my father.
moves. I hate YouTube copyright because I wish I could play this whole entire thing, but I can't. I can do maybe 4 seconds, maybe talk over it a little bit. But look how cool that the moon, Shadow Son's dodging it. She's like, this is for betraying the family. This is for you killing my father. And he's like, you've been misinformed. That's not what happened. Oh, is it really? Why don't you tell me what happened? And they're just fighting. She's not listening. But Shadow Son isn't fighting back. I am 100% convinced if Shadow Son was giving it his all, he would beat her. No doubt he would beat her. But he doesn't want to hurt her. Doesn't want to hurt his daughter. He kind of pushes her around and everything. She's able to get some hits in because he's really not fighting back. Gets him on his knees. And then she whips out the crackle stick and she's going to freaking kill him, or at least attempt to kill him like she tried to kill Gray. And she's like, one lesson I did learn from you, that having an empty coat is useless. Remember how in the test, he didn't have the dollar bill for her to fail? And he's like, yeah, I agree. And then he pulls out the little doll and she sees it. And that's enough to like trigger all her memories. She remembers collecting them all. She remembers leaving. She remembers getting it back. And the music. Oh my goodness, the music in this scene is so good. And she remember when Shadow Son went to go kill Dexter. She wasn't to get her to calm down. He gave her like one of the little dolls. And, that's when he was going to leave. Then the fire happened. And there's Shadow Son. He finds the same doll and gives it to her. And, oh my God, it's so good. It makes me want to cry. Then look at Carmen. I don't want to see Carmen crying. Oh, it breaks my heart. But then she goes, look at this. Oh my goodness, this is so, look at the hug. Look at the tears. And I love it so much. And he's like, are you back? Do you remember? She's like, she's crying. And she's like, I think I remember. Then she sees the crackle rod, and then she's like, oh my God, Gray, what did I do? And she sees it. She sees the broken window. She's all this stuff. She's like, holy crap, I did all that. I killed him. Look at she on her knees. She's crying. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But he's like, there's so much I have to explain to you. And then he kind of just consoles her. And, we see Chase and Chief are there, hologram Chief, and like, oh, so this is you. So Shadow Son and Chief meet for the first time, and he's like, oh, okay. Then they kind of have their conversation and they're talking, but now they realize they're kind of all on the same team. They operate outside the law. They are the law, but they're doing it for the right reason. So they're just, it's like, hey, Sandiego, I have, information for you. Do you know where Vile Island is? We'll send everybody. We're going to get them. Since she has all her memories back, we have raid on Vile Castle. We got helicopters, we got cars, we got soldiers, the whole shebang-a-bang. They show up and look at them. They're rushing in, and I like how like a whole bunch of dudes rush Coach and she's throwing them all around, but she can't stop them all. And look at this. Look at freaking Chase with the freaking rocket launcher thing. But it's like a bolo. It wraps her up. And look, he's standing there with the helicopters in the background. Total hero shot. It's freaking amazing. Cerebellum tries to get away. They capture her. I like how Cleo just went to her room And she's just staring out at the ocean. She's like, I'm done. I'm not going to fight back. They got her. Maelstrom's trying to escape. Like he had like a secret passage, but they cut him off since she had all of the exits covered. He got caught too. So everyone's in their oranges. They're in penitentiary, and they wouldn't let her dress like this. Like she got herself a little midriff going on. I'm like, yeah, no, it looked great, but they wouldn't let her dress like that. And she's like, oh yeah, really good idea making Carmen part of the faculty. So they all got arrested. Crackle's in the hospital bed, not dead. Thank goodness. Then they trick us. You Carmen Sandiego writers, you stupid bastards. You see a shadow and he smiles. I'm like, oh, sweet Carmen. It's the freaking chief. Bullcrap. And he's like, oh, see, you're still alive. He's like, yeah, you're lucky. He's like, oh, old electrician's trick. In my crackle rod, I made it to where it wouldn't go full blast. Like, even if you cranked it up all the way, it still wouldn't go to kill. It would just go to shock you a lot. And she's like, you know what? That thing did a lot of damage to you. It even damaged your tracker. So as soon as you get out of the hospital, I bet I'm never going to see you again. So basically telling him, hey, you did good. We're not going to be on your radar anymore. He's like, what about Carmen? Oh, do you want us to tell her where your credentials are? No, I don't want to complicate her life. I just want to know that she's all right. He's like, okay, I'll let her know. He stares out the window, and that's the end of freaking Crackle. Bull. Absolute freaking bull. I don't buy it. No effing way. Just be a good guy, you dummy. Just be an effing good guy and you can be with the most beautiful woman in the world. You stupid idiot. And she absolutely freaking loves you. You're so stupid. Oh my goodness. Anyways, you get back to Carmen's home and they're like asking her all these questions. Like, of course I remember, whatever. Big family hug. It's beautiful. Shadow Son walks in and, they're going to give him some, dad-daughter time. And then he kind of gives the lowdown. Hey, I gave all the information to Vile, or from Vile to Acme. They're tracking down. They're all falling apart. Without leadership, all the agents that are out there, and we get a big screen, a bunch of them are getting arrested and captured. And I do like the fact is, okay, some of them are going to lay low till they're needed again. So we got the cleaners. They're actual cleaners. Then we got Topo and Lechev, and they just started a taco truck together. I'm happy for them. How nice. I want some of their tacos. They look good. So they might just, because here's the thing. Lechev seemed like a guy that would be a thief and he was kind of a jerk and an ass. Topo just seemed like a nice guy. Like, why did he ever become a thief? It didn't really strike me as someone that was evil in any way, but they're having a taco life. That's awesome. Then we get this speech is absolutely everything. Again, I wish I can play the whole thing, but YouTube hates me, so I'll try to play a little bit of it.
You have more than earned the opportunity to live the life you deserve, that you have always deserved.
I'll sum up. He basically tells her, hey, she's like, oh, I'm ready to get back into the fray. I want to go back out there and start doing more Carmen stuff. It's like, hey, Carmen, you've done enough for the world. You've done so much. I'm trying not to get misty-eyed. You can live the life that you deserve, that you've always deserved. You're such a good dad. And you can go and just be happy. You don't have to live this life of a crime stopper because there's other people out there that are taking up the good fight. Remember how we saw Mei Lin and the other girl and how they're kind of being crime fighters, and then even the wrestling lady. So they're kind of setting us up like, oh, is this going to be the new team? How cool would that be? Because I thought that's what they were setting up, and they just never brought them up again until now. So you don't have to do it anymore. Someone else can do it. Younger people, even though Carmen's not old, but they're willing to fight, and even show, Ivy and how she remembers she did a couple of good capers on her own. They don't show Zach, which is lame. Just the girls. Still like it though. Since the very young age, where remember you were just a little prankster, and look what you became. Look at the path. Before you put on the hat, before you put on the coat, you were just just a girl, but then you became Carmen. That can be them too. Whoever puts on, dons the cape, dons the hat, they're Carmen Sandiego. And I'm like, I love this so much. Shadow Son's such a good dad. And look at her. She's like, yeah, you're right. And he's like, there's one more thing. Here's a file. It's everything. Your mom, your real name, where she's at. It's yours if you want it. And you can go after her. You deserve it. Oh man. What everyone wants to hear from their dad is, I want you to be happy. Pursue that happiness. That's all I've ever wanted for you. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so good. And then it's all heartbreaks. It's all heartbreaks. Zach and Ivy come back and they just see a note. And then Ivy's reading it, and it's like, hey guys, keep fighting the good fight. Love, Carmen. What the heck? And then she left behind the Acme pen. I'm like, oh crap, they're gonna join Acme. But look at Ivy, she's sad because it's like, that was like your sister. That was Carmen. Carmen gets into your life. She digs a little hole in your heart, and it's there for her always. And she leaves. It's sad, but then we get Shadow Son. He goes back to his brother. Oh my God, I love it. I love family stuff so much. Oh, you don't even understand. And there you go. He's with his bro. The bros. There's Carmen. She sees the orphanage. And this is, again, I keep saying, this is all of my heart. It is everything.
Thanks for being there, player. You mean the world to me.
Like I told you before, Red, I'm not going anywhere.
She's talking to Player. And he's like, hey, Red, you got this, And she's like, you know what? Player, you mean the absolute world to me. He's like I said before, I ain't going nowhere. Player is locked in, bro for life. He is, got your back. He's never going to let you down. No matter what the situation is, he's going to be there for Carmen. And they were the first friends, the first friends she made outside of the island when they were just talking on that cell phone. And that's a face of pure gratitude, of thank my lucky stars that I have a friend like Player in my life. He's there for me. He believes in me. He understands me. Oh my goodness. It's everything. Oh, it's absolutely everything. She knocks on the door. We see her from behind. She has a little gray hair. She opens the door and we see Carmen smile. Cuts to the next scene. We have some information about there's been some capers going on around the world. There's been some escapes around the prisons. So maybe they got out. They didn't say exactly who escaped. I'm assuming some of the bad guys escaped. And then we got a car pulls up and we see Chase and Julia walk out. Love them two together. Then we see another kind of more badass muscle car pull up. I'm like, oh damn, it's freaking Zach. Look how sharp he looks. Zach isn't a bad looking dude. Comb your freaking hair. He looks great. Look at him. Look at the way he shuts the door. Full bone James Bond special agent. Love it. It's badass. And then Ivy gets out. It hasn't been too long because they look very similar. Like they didn't look like they aged a whole lot. But they're like, looks like somebody got here before us. And there's Paper Star all tied up. They look up and they see Carmen by the freaking moon. She gives him like the little tip of the hat and she jumps away. I love it. I love it so much. And even Zach's like, oh, looks like we're going to have to bring her in. And they're like, oh, he's just joking around. But look at that shot. She turns and leaves. That's it. Carmen's over. No more Carmen. I love it and I hate it because there should have been more. Damn it, there should have been so much more. And they freaking they gypped us on the Crackle and Carmen, and they gypped us on the mom. They set up this whole thing with the mom. We never get to freaking meet her. We don't even hear her freaking voice. Nothing. She has the door. I'm not your mom. It's this ending. It's beautiful, but it just makes me sad that it's over. What a great series. And I know they were rushed at the end. They did the best they could with they still left a lot of empty, strings loose. But that ending shot, the music, the characters, where they went, how they grew, it's everything, and I love it. She still has Player, which is super cool. That's great that you have that friend that can always be there. That's like the rarest thing in the world, and I'm glad Carmen has that. And yeah, that's the end. What else can I say? It's one of my favorite series of the last couple of years. It shocked me. Watch my episode 1 review. Go back and watch it. I kind of trashed the show because Carmen was kind of a B word in the beginning and kind of that snooty little girl. And I thought, oh, here we go. She's going to be the best at everything and everyone sucks and she's the coolest. But when she became Carmen, when she started doing what she was born to do, the show became so much better. And yeah, I plan on doing a after Carmen video and might have a collab with another person, another big Carmen Sandiego fan, and then we'll kind of have a conversation, go back and forth, talking tunes, and this time it'll be about Carmen Sandiego, and depending how long that goes, it's just going to be free form, maybe 2, maybe 3 episodes of that, depending on the length of how far the conversation goes. But yeah, let me know down below. Did you like the ending? I know everyone who loves Carmen wanted more. I want comic books. Give me graphic novels. Give me regular novels. Give me coloring books. Whatever the hell they got to do to get me more Carmen Sandiego. I freaking want more Carmen Sandiego. But yeah, thanks guys for staying with me for the whole ride. And I'm glad I watched this show. I'm glad I gave it more than 1 episode. And I'm willing to change my mind on something when it becomes great. And this show became absolutely phenomenal in the end. Thanks for watching, guys. I just love the girl, and I know you guys do too. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.